Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be taking a look at these colored pencils from Arrtx. They've released 126 colors, and this is a second set from the 72 set that I reviewed last year, almost a year ago. And I'm going to link my review in the description box because I don't want to repeat everything I said. I've been using these all year, and they're still my favorite budget pencil. They're really the only budget pencil that I find myself reaching for. I always have them. In fact, I use them so much that I did remove them from here. Like I showed you in that video that they did, if you took very many out, they started falling. And I showed that in the video. But it was a great concept, and I thought the box was really cute. So they've recently released more colors. They gave us 126 colors this time, and they haven't changed the formulation as far as I can tell. Everything still seems the same. Still a great blending pencil that kind of has a medium hardness. Let's look at the color range. I will say with this box, I don't know if it's just mine, but it does want to open much easier. So I've almost dropped it a few times. So just fair warning about that. But it is very easy to get on and off. Open that in just a minute. So they have 126 colors this time. They are the 3.8 millimeter, and they're calling them soft cores. I think they're more of a kind of a medium, and to me, kind of the perfect medium, actually. So not too hard, not too soft. So they are richly saturated pigments and a wide range of colors. They are break resistant. That was the thing I liked most about these, is I still have not had any pencils break. So let me open this up and show how this comes. I have reorganized mine because I have to have my watercolor rainbow order to be able to think straight, sadly. So what I've done is I've taken and lined them up, the yellows, reds, and then purple. There's an individual hole for each pencil now. So now when you take them out, they don't fall. So I love that. I'm actually going to try using them in here, and I have used them for just a little while. And then if you're good, you can put them back, but that's what I'm not very good about. If I get too many out, then I wind up just giving up and putting them in a different container. So this is the original 72 set, and they are still going to offer both sets, but if you order the 72 sets that they will be selling now, will have these two yellows removed, and they're going to replace it with a blue and a purple, which is really nice. They are nice enough to make a color chart that's available on their website. I'll link that below in the description box, but you can go and print this out. I was able to go and swatch all the colors out and see what they look like, and then put them in the color order that I prefer. Here they are, all swatched out in the color order that I like. I will admit, I don't really love swatching out my colored pencils. I just find I use them so much more if it's kind of like an investment in my time for the future, because I can see the colors so much more and see which colors go together easier than I don't know if it's just me, but I can see them, I can visualize everything better when I have the swatches. But also, they tried to make the barrels match, but I found at least 7, honestly, that didn't. It's probably just, but like mulberry, that's not even close. Orchard purple. Maybe the purples are really hard to get right. There's some greens, a gray. You know, there was quite a few. There was at least 7, and then I kind of stopped counting. But they're such pretty colors that, you know, that's really not the end of the world. And most of the time, if I use my pencils much more once I swatch them. Now, all of these colors swatched out really nice to me, and there were some gorgeous colors. They are more mid-tones this time, and so now it's kind of like they're missing some light. There's a few light, but I've heard rumors that they're going to be putting out a pastel set. So I think that might be the reason, I'm not sure. But we have lots of mid-tones and lots of dark colors, which I really like, that you can always blend with the lighter colors. The white to me is still not my favorite. I much prefer the Holbein soft white, and the fluorescent orange and fluorescent pink. They swatched out really streaky I don't know if it's just my set, but it's not just Arrtx, the Holbein. That's my least favorite of the Holbein as well. So let's see, but really gorgeous colors. And I wanted to share a few that are new colors that are really great. So first of all, we have this gorgeous quinacridone violet. We had dark purple and we had mulberry, and then this is the perfect addition to that. It's so pretty. Might be my new favorite. And see, they just layer really well. I don't want to repeat everything I said in the last video, but they did layer perfectly. And these are still my favorite budget pencil. I still really like that they don't break. They're just kind of an all-around pencil. They hold their point for a long time. You can color, you don't have to constantly sharpen. But I did say in that video that they reminded me of in between Prismacolor and Polychromos, but after using them longer, they actually remind me more of Holbein pencils. If you love Holbein pencils, they seem very similar to me. And Holbein are one of my top 3, so maybe that's why I like these so much. But the color laydown is nice. There's no scratchy bits or anything like that. They just lay down really nice. There's also some neutrals that they added that are really pretty. Seashell pink, look at that. Really nice. Really pretty light color. It'll be great for skin tones, but it'll also be great for florals. And then they have some different colors that I think are really pretty. This is dark salmon. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's really pretty. And I like to use, for colored pencils, I really like to use kind of a hot press watercolor paper, but I really like to use watercolor paper that I didn't really like for watercolors, because then I'm not wasting it. This is some paper that was sent to me. I don't remember. Oh, it was a subscription box, and I don't know. It wasn't the greatest for watercolors, I didn't find. But I think it's cellulose, but it's working great for colored pencil. And so I can go over any pages that I did, and I can make them beautiful and color over them with colored pencil now and not waste them. So here's one of my favorite colors from Holbein, and I believe they have this color. Let me see if they have this might be mulberry. Maybe that's why I like mulberry so much. Okay, here's mulberry. Pretty similar, not quite, but pretty similar. Probably why I loved this one last time. This was my favorite. Okay. One thing that I did notice that some of you may not, it's no big deal at all to me, but some of you may not like that. I found these to be very water reactive. And these are not watercolor pencil, but they really, many of them activated with waters, and not just the purples. I haven't tested every color. I didn't even know that was the thing until someone was really upset. But see, even my Holbein does the same, not quite as much, but it still does. Let's see this one. Yeah, see quite a bit. See this? This is... so these two were Holbein. But yeah, I was surprised that even the browns somewhat do. And I would love to see watercolor pencils from Arrtx. So it doesn't really bother me at all. But in case that bothers you, then that's really the only thing that I think anybody wouldn't like about these, honestly. I'm cheating a bit because I'm pulling my artwork from the first set, but I did want to show these work fantastic all by themselves. They blend really well, but honestly, I don't use them like this very often because I like quick art and I'm always tinkering with it. I love their formula, how it works so well with other products. I also like how they worked with these. I like to go in and I like to sharpen my edges. Now, if you both with oil pastels and with soft pastels, it will, of course, remove the coloring. So if you go in, it will, you know, see it's going to bring up that dust. It's going to remove it, but it leaves the color behind. And then if you have any parts where, like me, I'm always like putting this somewhere and I'll work on it for a little while and then I'll move it somewhere else. I can go in and, you know, fix it. So I really enjoy it for that. And I'm not, since they're budget pencils, I'm not afraid to, you know, try it, to explore and say, well, what else can these do? So I don't really know if you're supposed to use colored pencil with it, but I do, because I like to go around, and this is black sandpaper. It's very affordable paper to learn on, and it works well. It's probably not, you know, first, I don't sell my work, so probably can't sell your work on it because it probably wouldn't last, but it works really well. And I can go in and I can add shadows, and if there's places it'll deposit the color. And just like with our oil, I have used it with Arrtx oil pastels, and it works really well. And you can go in and add lines and kind of sharpen up the edges. So I really like it for that. So that's what I found I really liked, and it makes it really fun to go in and add detail. Like I said, I'm probably, if you really do pastels, you're probably screaming that I'm doing it wrong. But I do my art for fun. It's just my, you know, it's for my personal joy. And so I'm all for breaking the rules. But I just don't want to tell you guys wrong, if that makes sense. So what I thought I would do is share how I use colored pencils most of the time, which is over watercolors. So this is a page I started with the last set. I never got around to finishing it, but I thought I would do a bit of coloring because I did get some requests to show it. No, I mean, anybody can do this because all you do is put in a layer of watercolors. I just do a light wash usually, and then go over it with colored pencils. So it's mostly colored pencil, and I was using these pencils, and I thought I would just share some more of the process. So generally I just go along and just add color. This is cold press, so it does get the pigment off really good, but it makes it really easy to add those lines. And I just look at an image on Unsplash, and I actually generally use a couple different pictures and then my imagination, because I don't know why, that's what I do. So I just go in and I add more color, and I just enjoy the process. I really kind of lose myself in the coloring, and that's why I usually overwork all of my artwork, but it really is just a joy. And these, what I know some people may not like that they're, some of them are water reactive. I love to use that to my advantage because I like to get rid of the harsh lines, and my favorite blending medium is the Zest-It, but even this gives me a bit of a headache if I use it for very long and I have to have the windows open. And I can't even use any of the rest of them. So I really love that they're going to be easy to blend, and yeah, that's what I do. So I'm using mostly Sunburst, and I'm using orange, and I'm using terracotta, dark green, and I will go in and I will try to leave the veining open for that, and I will just slowly add the color, leaving the kind of veining, the light green for the veining. And these are also, seems like I remember these being erasable. Let me try it for you guys. Yeah, not all the way. Some of the colors are, depending on your paper, but always test it ahead of time. But I had used, I generally use the colored pencils the most over either alcohol markers or colored pens or watercolors, depending on the paper I want to use. And actually I'm going to use olive green first. And then I'll just do some light layers. So this is my ETCHR sketchbook, and I'm using on the back sides. There's like one side that's a little more rough, and I use the smoother side. I found that to be really good for a colored pencil. But yeah, I'm not going to show this whole thing because that would it'll take hours, and I know you guys don't want to sit here and watch me color for hours and hours. But yeah, this is how I use them, and I will tinker, and I will, like I said, I did this originally, started this about a year ago, and I have so much work. It's just like, I start work and then I don't know if it'll ever be finished. Does anybody else do that? Like, I have so much artwork that I've started, and I think a lot of it is half finished, but I really enjoy just working on it a bit at a time. And so that's generally what I do. But yeah, I really like these pencils. They're still my favorite budget pencil, and they've been out since I received them, and they're not going to be put away anytime soon. And then I will go in, with a little bit of the Zest-It and do just a bit of blending. And it does let me go back and layer again if I want to. And yeah, I just kind of keep tinkering with it pretty much forever. And sometimes I ruin it, to be perfectly honest. Oftentimes I ruin it, but I don't care because it's just part of the adventure, is learning and trying new things to me. So when I painted this, of course, I just painted pretty much a Hansa medium yellow. And then I did most of the darker orange in the colored pencil. So I generally just use a, base coat just to kind of, honestly, to make it faster. But I do save myself the detail work with colored pencil because that's what I enjoy the most. So, but I think you get the idea. I don't want to be on here forever and ever. But yes, I really enjoyed these, and it's taken me forever to get my video out because of being sick, and both combination of being sick and having some computer problems. But I really did enjoy these pencils from Arrtx, and I enjoy being able to have the freedom to be able to play and not worry about wasting my expensive supplies, because I'm still learning all about everything with art. Can't wait to make more artwork with these and use some of the new other pretty colors they've included in this new set. If you've tried these pencils, please let me know your thoughts on them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks, bye-bye.